Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. This is a kind of a later evening night session of an extreme stream. For those of you that do not know about Real Crypto's extreme streams, we are Hello Armit, how you doing? Interesting market we're in here. Interesting market we're in here. Alright, checking out some just you and me, Armit, it looks like. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? We'll get rolling here in a little bit, it looks like. Man, Bitcoin just headed lower and lower. Are you in cash? What's your position there? There's like a 20-second lag on the time, so excuse me if there's a bit of a delay. Armit's chilling. Cash, Tether, gotcha. Yeah, me too. I'm in GDAX on all cash. Bitcoin just took a giant shift. We've been in a giant shift since 20,000. That was the giant shift. This is the next iteration of a bear market. That's what this is. Bring you some green. Let's see if I can bring you some green up the. I can do that. Let's bring you some green here. Let's do that. Damn, there you go. There's some green for you. You want some here? Let's do lighter colored green. There you go. There's your green. That's what you get. That's your green. Is Tether safe with so much red? You know, Armin, I'm not sure. I had a bunch of money in a bunch of different exchanges. I actually moved it all to the GDAX because I didn't know how Tether would react in such a downside market. Tether's never seen that before, and I just wanted to take some risk off the table. I can trade Bitcoin on the GDAX. I'm not really tempted with altcoins at this particular point in time, and if I am, it'll be Litecoin or Ethereum, which I can all get on GDAX, so I'm not too worried about it. Anton mentions he needs a vacation. Well, guess what, Anton? This is your time to go on vacation. Bitcoin is in a bear market, ladies and gentlemen. This is when you do vacations. I'm sorry, I forgot to do this earlier. I forgot to put my pop-out chat up here so we can all see what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at the 15-minute on Bitcoin right here, guys. And, you know, I'm to be quite frank with you, I'm a little astonished we're not bouncing. So I'm a little astonished we're not bouncing here with all of this kind of red humpy action with really no crazy selling to the downside. It's looking to be like maybe there's some short covering happening or something going on, but we're not seeing what I want to see during a bottom. It's just more weak action. That's all I got to say. I'm not gonna, you know, I try to make trading easy, ladies and gentlemen. So I just try to keep it easy. And this is just selling. This is more selling. I'm not gonna overthink it. Now, we have had a couple opportunities where I thought we might bounce. I thought this was a good opportunity for a bounce here off the 7,600 level, just below 8,000. And we did get a nice bounce out of it, but very short-lived. This was the video I put out a couple of days ago where I talked about, hey guys, we have these two bars, and these two bars are garbage. And then that's when we proceeded to roll over. And then we had this other bounce, the only other real bounce right here, which with such large volume should have been a bottom, but it's not. So you just have to go with the chart, guys. You know, I wouldn't I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't overread it. I wouldn't underread it. I would read it just as it is. So let's take a look what we got here. Capitulation yet? Doesn't look like capitulation. Who here's ever even heard the term capitulation? I knew I just kind of threw that in a video out of the middle of nowhere. I don't know how many people have actually even heard that term before. That is definitely a trading term, and someone thought that I used that and it was kind of unfair. Is there much point in shifting to altcoins and wait for a rebound? So Sean, let's go ahead and Sean, and let's look at how altcoins are doing. So Bitcoin is down 22%, and altcoins are down 26, 22, 27, 22, 23, 25, 32, 27, 24. Generally, altcoins go down lower than Bitcoin during a market crash. So how have we done it over 7 days? 43% for Bitcoin, 47 for Ethereum, 51 for Ripple, 50 for Litecoin. Looks like generally other than, well, Cardano down 52, Litecoin down 36. Most of these coins outside of Litecoin is outperforming Bitcoin by a whopping 7%. So, you know, do you shift to altcoins? Why? Why do you shift to altcoins? You shift to cash, ladies and gentlemen, and you should have been in cash. I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but come on, guys. I've been talking about this for like months now. I've been talking about this crash since I think 3-4 days after the market top in 20,000. And I know a lot. I know it's hard to just believe me out of the blue. I get that. And you know, you guys don't know who I am. I mean, you guys don't know who I am. A lot of you guys are brand new to my channel. You weren't around then. I understand that too. But I get this question all the time, and it's a little frustrating when all I try to do is caution investors on the pitfalls, especially in these types of markets. And then when everyone's down a bunch, then they ask for my opinion, and then actually will listen to it. So that's just a little frustration on my part. Bitcoin helped sold at 17K. Good for you. Good for you. Fantastic. But in these markets, you definitely want to shift to fiat currency, unless you want to put it into Tether. I'm not saying that's necessarily a gamble, but it may not be. It may not be the. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, look, BitConnect crashed. BitConnect crashed, and it wasn't real. I mean, when did BitConnect crash? I think it was like we were at like 13,000. So enough people stopped buying Bitcoin for BitConnect to crash. And I don't know how that's going to happen when everyone runs to Tether and it's supposed to have, you know, every single dollar that it issues out in crypto backed by US dollars. I don't exactly know how that's going to work out, so I just moved to US dollar. It's a fairly simple decision. Like I said earlier, I can trade everything on the GDAX that I would really be interested in trading during a bear market. So that's where my money is right now. Plus I can withdraw it if I want to. So Jason asks, is a bull trap upcoming? Well, Jason, in a bear market, there's always an upcoming bull trap. So pretty much any green bar you see in a bear market is a bull trap. Okay? So, but what is the definition of a bull trap? The definition of a bull trap is an upside movement that you really get FOMO'd into buying into, and then it just rolls over against you. So in a bear market, any green candle is a bull trap. So that's just kind of how I view that. So everyone like the green background? I kind of like it. I kind of like this color green background. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, I was doing my market cycles webinar. For those of you who didn't catch my market cycles webinar, you can actually still get the replay of it. It was actually a really good webinar. Had like 50 people. It was a lot of good questions. It was 3 hours long, and we talked about Ethereum. And let's go back to the daily chart. We talked about Ethereum. Rob, you don't like my green? Not so good? Come on, Ethereum. This is Coinigy. This isn't Ethereum. What Evan asked, would I buy Bitcoin or Ethereum right now? Um, would I? Not necessarily. Come on. Sorry guys, this chart's not updating here. That's happened a couple of times with Coinigy. I bet you there's a lot going on. So, like I was saying in my market cycles webinar, and that's pretty bad action right there. In my market cycles webinar, I talked about the overall cycle in Ethereum, and you have a couple things at play here. You have, you know, the overall market here. You've got a more shorter term trend happening here. And then past here, oh, sorry, looks like that's horrible Twitter. Horrible Twitter here. So yeah, so we have this trend line. We also have this trend line, which was just broken. And we have a very aggressive trend line. Which is right here. Okay, and we were actually talking about this trend line right as this bar was occurring in my market cycles webinar. Was it that one? Sorry guys, I'm trying to give you, I don't know. Anyway, I was talking about a trend line that was breaking. It actually may have been here. It actually may have been here, but I can't find that trend line right now. But I remember it. And this was the webinars 3 days ago. The webinar was, or was it a week ago already? My goodness. All right, never mind. It was a week ago. So we were talking about this right here, and they said, hey, what about Ethereum? And I made a point to talk about this in real time because having difficult conversations, ladies and gentlemen, especially with people I'm trying to educate, I think is extremely valuable. And I can talk about, you know, how Bitcoin topped, and I can talk about how all these other ones topped, but Ethereum was almost topping right in the webinar, and I was actually talking about trend lines, and we saw this trend line, and I'm like, you know what? Even though Ethereum is generally more bullish than Bitcoin, I probably would sell this right here. Basically, just due to the fact that Bitcoin is so weak, and generally, when you have the market leaders that are weak, it'll take the rest of everything down with it. So, and Ethereum just proceeded to cave, which I didn't necessarily see that coming. That was not what I expected. That was not what I expected. So, all right, what do we got here? We got bull trap upcoming. Would you buy Bitcoin or Ether right now? I would not. If you're so inclined, ladies and gentlemen, please wait for a bounce. Please wait for a bounce. That's all I got to say. Wait for some kind of buying action before you put your money at risk. Okay? Keep in mind, guys, when you are buying something, when you're trading, you're putting your money inherently at risk. Okay? You have the potential to lose that money. When you're in a bear market, a down cycle, the chances of you losing that money on anything other than a very short-term trade goes up exponentially. Goes up exponentially. And right now, we're literally witnessing downward ticks in this market. So why would you buy something that's declining in value? If you perceive it as cheap, that is a perception. Okay? That's like going to a Porsche dealership. That's like going to a Porsche dealership and perceiving a $150,000 911 is cheap because you see one next to it, you know, at $250,000. Well, guess what? The second you drive that car off the lot, you know, that money's at risk and it's gone. It's the same thing with a bear market like this. It's very, why would you do that? You know, if you don't want to lose that money you invested in that Porsche, you can't drive it off the lot. Just like here. Why would you invest in something going down in value? I just saw your video, but since Bitcoin dropped to about 6,000, do you still think it will take 9 months for it to bounce back? So I had a video calling for Bitcoin 6,000 actually. It was based off of a measured move. And I was trying to recreate that measured move, and I should just go back and look at my video, but we're down here at 6,000. And just because, ladies and gentlemen, when I go ahead and place a price target on something, that doesn't mean that's the bottom. Okay, that means that's the next iteration of price. You cannot forecast price. It's impossible. It's impossible. There's a lot of guys out there that that try to sound really smart. And that's what my last video was about, right? There's a lot of guys, yes, we know, Andrew, some Porsches hold their value, but not all of them. How many Porsches? Like 7 maybe. 7 Porsches hold their value. So anyway, it's impossible to forecast price. It's impossible to forecast where a bottom is. I can tell you where the charts can tell me where the price is possibly going, but past that, you have to look at the charts at that moment in time. So, you know, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. All right, so big volume is the harbinger of the bottom. That is correct. Big volume does generally tell you what the downside action is. That being said, if we go down to the 15-minute, I actually, if I wasn't just sitting in cash and actually watching television, you know, this looks like a really good bottom right here. I mean, sorry, I don't like that. I like it with a line. This looks like really good bottoming action right here. These 4 bars on this 15-minute time frame, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that high volume. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. This is like a really nice bottoming pattern. But guess what? It just rolled right over. It rolled right over that. So if you're going to look for these bottoms like this is ideally what you want to see, to be quite frank with you. Actually, looking at this again, you have a huge wick on the top side. So never mind. That's not super great. I never noticed that before. So, but still, there's a lot of volume down here. Just a ton of volume down here. Senate meeting on crypto tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed. HODL. Senate meeting will have nothing to do with Bitcoin price. Sorry to tell you that. Steam market invest. I don't know what Steam market means. I bought on that bottom now and writing it down. Why are you writing it down? You have an option to get out. You don't have to write it down. Any buy that you guys make in here, okay? Any buy that you guys make, you have to be ready to sell, especially in a bear market. You have no idea what's going to happen, okay? Now, to be quite frank with you, a little bit ago, I was thinking about taking a position with a stop here at 6,000. That was just a thought I had. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I will. I don't like all this action down here. It's just weaker and weaker. I haven't done it yet. Don't know if I will. You know, anyway. So Jason says Hygiene just got roasted now. Was that based on my comment of people trying to pick price targets? The transcripts for the meeting tomorrow has already been released. I like that, Jan. Very nice, very nice. Should you jump into Tether? I don't know. From Bitcoin or from something else? Korean exchange halts trading over KYC concerns. I think this news came out a little bit ago. Coinpia. Yeah, I don't think that's a very large exchange. So, what is the chance that this is the end? The end of what? At the end of what? So, I don't know. I don't know what it could be the end of. It could be the end of my broadcast if I hit this button over here that says stop streaming. It could be the end of the broadcast. From your alt, stop the bleeding. It's really... Oh, Head Savvy. What's up, Head Savvy? Everyone say hi to Yes Therapy Helps. That's Head Savvy. Say hi to Head Savvy. Say hi to Head Savvy. Sorry, I got distracted by my buddy there. Looks like there was a document released outlining the general concept of the meeting. Very good. I pulled a mortgage at 60K at 19,000 Bitcoin. What should I do? Go work double shifts to pay off that mortgage as fast as you possibly can. That's what I would do. That's a tough one. If you really did that, I hope that is a joke. I hope that is a joke. Sorry guys, trying to keep up with some comments, and Sorry, I'm reading a bunch of them at the same time, so I'm getting a little distracted. Okay. I wanted to mention something. How do you know when you finally get a bottom? Well, you can look at my last video, Patricio. On that, I tell you exactly how to notice a bottom. You can look at my last video on that. You basically look for really high volume capitulation volume. So that's kind of how you do that. If it bottoms while I'm asleep, how do I buy low? That's a great question, man. That's a really great question. Yeah, I've missed out on a lot of bottoms because I've been asleep. Bitcoin tends to bottom at 3 a.m. my time, and so it's really, really hard for me to catch bottoms. I caught one live stream. If you want to look it through my videos, it's called it's the live stream from December 22nd. We caught that bottom, and that was pretty fun. That was a fun live stream. I really enjoyed that. And yes, Anton, market cap 283. You know, I was looking at that, and market cap, let's see what we're at. This always takes a long time to update there. What about RSI in terms of a bottom? RSI will not be useful. Will not be useful in my opinion. There may be some guys better than me at RSI. I don't use that on a daily basis, but during extremes, the RSI is unreliable at best. Yeah, Yan says ETH looks to be following the same pattern as BTC now. It was previously trading its own pattern. So I did mention that. I did mention that a little bit earlier. Yeah, here we go. We're dropping here. We're dropping here. Why am I laughing? I'm not laughing. I'm laughing with people. If you're taking my laugh as an insult, then yeah, you must be losing money. I don't know. So Ethereum. So this is what happened with Ethereum. Anytime you have leaders that are just failing, it's going to take the rest of the market down with it. Even though Ethereum is strong, it's not strong enough to hold up from Bitcoin's massive selling. I think I mentioned in a previous video I was waiting for Bitcoin to kind of flatline out so Ethereum could run back up again. That has not been the case. The selling has just been brutal, and it is taking Ethereum and everything down with it. If you look at CoinMarketCap, ladies and gentlemen, there's two green in here. There's two green ones. Oh, now three. Now three. XP. There's a couple of them, I guess. Oh, that's past an hour. But anyways, CoinMarketCap. Oh, I don't want this. This is the view I want. I just want the general. There we go. There was only two green coins in all of CoinMarketCap. All of CoinMarketCap. So there's one, this X Play, which must be brand new. I've never heard of that one before in my life. And there was another one. Maybe it turned red now. I don't know. Maybe it turned red here, but oh yes, I did notice the head and shoulders on the overall market cap. But if you look at the head and shoulders on the overall market cap, Fallen Angel says about that, that would leave us with a $30 billion market cap. It's pretty simple math, and I actually recorded a video before I went live. I'm probably not going to release it. There's just too much to talk about. It was running really long, so I just decided to go live instead. But yeah, so you take the 831 million down to this almost 400 million level, and then you drop 431 million to 830 million, with it breaking the neckline here at 430 million or billion, leaves you with a $30 billion market cap. It's not getting that low. It's not getting that low. There's no way. There's no way we get down to 30 billion market cap. That's insane. At least in my opinion, I think that's pretty crazy. A little bit of bottoming action here. Someone picking up some at 6,000, at least on the GDAX. This chart is a GDAX, ladies and gentlemen. You guys may have different charts up there, but getting a little bit of volume. All right, let's check this out. Yeah, guys, please go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoying the video. Let's get some people in here. Hit that like button. Be greatly appreciated. Do you think it can Jackass, do you think it can go under 100 billion in market cap? You know what? I haven't I'm going to have to dive really deep to see what that actually means. I'm not going to say that yet. I'm not going to say that. And there's some big selling right there. This is just weak and weak action. Weak action. If you guys have been caught up in this, but you still love cryptocurrencies, all I got to say is that you guys got to get educated. Okay, I've got a website out there. I'm just gonna pump it real quick. There's not a lot going on my website, but I do have a chat room you can sign up for if you go to join our community. I've got a free chat room for everyone, and also have a real chat room with me that I'm going to be in most times. I don't have that up yet though. I'm doing a few things outside of cryptos, and I also have some webinars. Well, I have one webinar that I've done so far on market cycles. You can get it here. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes on market cycles, which would have kept you out of pretty much all this Bitcoin, melodrama. I recommend that. This is a very big webinar. This is not for small time frames. This is for very large time frames, and yeah, this isn't about day trading. This is about overall education on market cycles for investors. So, oh, my kid's got an ear infection. He's screaming right now. I need doctors in the house. I need doctors in the house. Sorry guys, hold on. My kid's literally screaming in the other room. He's got an ear infection. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I've got to go. This isn't stopping. I'm going to have to go to the ER with the kiddo. Sorry about that, guys. If I can come back, I will. Have fun.